Before we get into the session, there is a note to the attendees. So attendees, you will also have an opportunity to interact with the expert speaker and get answers to all your questions. You can also post your questions in the Q&A, or else you can raise your hand so that I will allow you to talk. Without any further delay, let's dive into the virtual sea of knowledge and exploration. So, greetings and a warm welcome to everyone joining us from the various concerns of the digital realm. Today, we are going to discuss about the topic from bachelor's to PhD, navigating ethical AI in research with Julius AI, a global perspective. I'm glad to introduce the speaker of the day, Mr. Abiodun Paul, technical officer with 20 years of experience in the health sector. So, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Oseni. Ejide Oseni, thank you so much. Ademola Debi is greeting, is sending hello. I want to see what your expectations are. What are your expectations when it comes to use of artificial intelligence? Okay, to learn how to AI can be useful in my research work. Yes, don't worry. We'll be talking about that, Peter Odedina. All right. Please, colleagues, I want you guys to feel free to express yourself because I want it to be more interactive. I don't want to be speaking alone from this side. I want colleagues from different parts of the world listening because this is live streaming on Facebook. Okay, to learn about the restriction in using AI for research, yes, there are some limitations, when it comes to, yes, I want to know if AI will allow a more complex, and Julius, that's what I'm going to introduce you to. Julius AI has been developed, in fact, Julius incorporated a lot of things I'm going to be explaining to you, Geoffrey. So yes, very complex analysis, anything you can talk about, I'm going to explain that and how to use them. Where we draw the line when we want to use AI for entire research as opposed to the personal effort. Yes, there is a level, comfort, thank you, Effiong, for that question. There is a level whereby you have to draw. Of course, don't forget the basic principle of computer, garbage in, garbage out. It is what you know that the AI will give you. So the quality of what you know will go a long way to really determine what AI is going to give to you. So your capacity is also very important when it comes to use of artificial intelligence. So I really want us to understand, give some people using artificial intelligence to speed research work. I like that. I like what Elodia said. Yes, and that's the push-up. I expect to understand how AI can facilitate research in the health sector. Yes, in any sector. Thank you, Tabi Afuje, Dr. Tabi Afuje from Cameroon, PhD Public Health. Yes, I'm going to be introducing you to this, and I want it to be more interactive because if it's interactive, and I want you to also give me data. If you have Excel, if you have an Excel raw data, I can demonstrate a lot of things for you using that Excel to do a lot of things when it comes to artificial intelligence. Yes, do we have more colleagues speaking online? Panelists or the host, do you have this also share on the LinkedIn so that colleagues from on LinkedIn or professional colleagues will also ask questions around any question? So I think we can move forward. We've had a lot of questions from colleagues, and these are very wonderful questions. So if there are more, I'll be reading them later. So once again, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, any part of the world. The world is evolving. We need to understand that things are changing. Things are not stagnant. And when you look at the 7 continents of the world, and you look at 8-point-something billion population of the world, you agree with me that there is a need for us not to be stagnant, because people producing technology are not stagnant. Every day there are more information, there are more things coming to say more innovations from us researchers, from you researchers, from you, some of you students, graduate students. Every day people are trying to create solutions to problems. For me as a person, I have supervised more than 50 PhD students for the past 4-5 years. Supervised masters, a lot of countless of numbers of masters students. But my major issue has been, yes, I have the innovation to talk about title. I have the innovation to talk about how to select title. For example, if anybody want to select title for PhD, for Masters, for Bachelor, the first question you ask, what is the interest of this person? The person will tell you, okay, my interest is I work in EPI, maybe a special national program, or I work with market preparedness and response, or I am an air promoter, or I'm a logistician, or I am a medical laboratory scientist. I work with the lab, or I'm a clinician, so I manage the case management, or you work in the surveillance. So when we ask this first question, if it's agriculture, if it's health, if it's environment, anywhere you are doing the research, the first thing you should have question is, what kind of things am I going to do? What is the problem around me as a bachelor student? What kind of problem can I solve if I'm in Guyana campus? What is the problem in Guyana? What's the problem in Caribbean countries? What are the problems we have in Africa? You also move to the South American, the North American, you ask question, what are our problems? What are the public health problems that we have? If it's public health, like you look at diseases that are accounted for 70% global deaths are four. They are not communicable. You have the cancer, you have the respiratory diseases, you have the cardiovascular diseases, and you have the diabetes. So they are top four, accounting for 70% deaths globally. So if I'm in a place like in US, Canada, Australia, if I focus on the infectious diseases, maybe I'll be focusing on preparedness or response of how these developed countries will. But my focus will be on non-communicable diseases, which are accounted for their top 10 diseases. So for me to work in any country I am, I have to look at what are the top priority diseases in my country. When I know the top priority diseases in my country, that will guide me to know what kind of research, what kind of solution am I bringing. So your research should bring a solution. So most often people want to research, but they don't have an idea of how to go about it. So number one, you look at what are the priority areas. If it's agriculture, for example, you look at the value chain. What happened to the supply chain? What happened to the value chain of agricultural purposes? What is really happening in terms of forecasting the weather to talk about the family for farm produce? What has been the trend of the farm produce in the country for 5 years, 10 years? Do you have food insecurity? So my research should be based around something that can contribute to the economy of my country, something that can solve problems, something that can be specific to solve a problem. Is that okay? So if you're a master, for example, you also be looking at what can I do? What can I do in terms of analyzing? As I said, prioritize the core challenges. If it's management, you can look at the issue around policy. Most of the policies are being made. When are those policies implemented? So policies are being made. You see the process of policy from identify the challenges of policy. You made a pre-policy statement. You have a timeline of stakeholders engagement to develop policy. You do a SWOT analysis. When you do institutional analysis, SWOT analysis, you come up with what your policy will be addressing. Now you develop this policy. The question is, when does this policy be implemented? I'm talking about from the management angle. Some policies are being passed, some have expired, not reviewed. So you look at around challenges around why are we having policy, why are we having the bureaucracy to implement some of this by policy? So having said that, I would like to say that it would be nice for us to understand that for any research you want to do, number one, you need to understand yourself, understand the environment, understand the top priorities in terms of diseases. You look at what are the top priority diseases. It can be infectious diseases, it could be communicable, it could be non-communicable, any form, and it could be immunization program, it could be anything. Number one, think about challenges around you. So when you think around this first, the next line of action for you as a person is to go online and go and search. I want to work something on supply chain. Just put a word and said, I would like to work on research on this, and this in this area. and you can put publication. Just go on Google. Google will come out and give you a lot of topics. And I usually tell some of my PhD students, if you want to work in any areas, make sure you have do your work excessively, look at what you need to do, read about 20 to 30 current journals. So when you read that, it's easy for you to come up to say, I have read 30 current journals. When you say current, it should be less than 10 years. We're in 2024 now. Any journal that should be a priority should be from 2014 to 2024. That is 10 years. That is currency. For sample size, reason for maybe definition, you can be looking at several years back, below 10, but in academic, we value 10 years. So when you understand what you want to do, the next thing is you talk about the introduction. You talk about just 5 components, 5 chapters of either bachelor or master's or PhD. And don't forget, for bachelor, we call it, in bachelor, we use the word thesis, and masters, we use thesis mostly in developed country. So, but if you want to talk about PhD, it's always better to use the word dissertations. Well, some countries use dissertation thesis for PhD, but I prefer dissertation because PhD is going to be more comprehensive. For me, if depending on where you work, I want your PhD work to be speaking to something around policy, something that can bring about changing strategy plans. So you look at the level of where people work, like some people work at the tactical level, which is the ground. Some people work at the operational level, and some people work at the strategic level. So it all depends on the level of where you work. So if I'm doing PhD students, I don't know expecting them to be doing something that doesn't going to change policy, because I'm policy oriented. So I would like a dissertation that will be addressing issues around policy. So when you know that for the 5 chapters of your project, the introduction, the literature review, your research methodology, your research, and the final one is your discussion and conclusion. And of course, you have your references. When you know what you want to do, the next line is how do you then move into action in getting them done? And that is what we are trying to explain. Navigating the ethical artificial intelligence in research. We are looking at it from the global perspective, and that is why I try to tell you, in the world of over 8 billion people, the 7 continents of the world, you need to understand what kind of research you should prioritize. Irrespective of anywhere you are, it could be in communication, it could be in agriculture, it could be in education, it could be in health. Anywhere you are, you need to understand what are the top priority issues in my country, and how am I going to solve them? How am I going to resolve in ensuring that problems are solved? Is that okay? And that is why what took us to me to do is, okay, how can I help students? I was having this issue, as I was telling you, a time when you supervise students, you have difficulty in analysis. Analysis is always the problem. And you agree with me that a lot of people will have finished their PhD a long time ago, their master a long time ago, their bachelor a long time ago, but because there was no opportunity to understand how to analyze their data, how to even conceive, how to collect data. And that is why what artificial intelligence is going to do. Somebody asked a question, I hope that I will be able to solve problem. And it's going to aid. And you need to also draw a line, because when you use an AI to do a work from beginning to the end for me, I know. And AI should be able to help you. And we're going to be talking to that. So we're going to be exploring the recent one, which is Julius AI. Julius Artificial Intelligence incorporated a lot of things. Many of you say, no, I want to use SPSS 30, 29. No, the truth of the matter is that Julius have incorporated all these things. If you learn about Python, Python is very compressive. Julius is using R programming. I'm going to be showing you some of those things briefly. Julius is using he has incorporated a lot of things. So he just makes himself like, I'm the king of ChatGPT. I'm the king of any form of tool you can talk about. Julius, he has incorporated them. Do you understand? And they keep busy. I don't work with Julius, don't forget. I'm just trying to see how we can help ourselves, so that you can navigate, your research, looking at it from how you can move, better and do well. So let me just move on forward to the next slide. So if you have questions, please, you can put down your question down. You can put down your question so that we all look at it together. So when you understand the ethical AI in academic research, you need to understand that the importance of ethics is very important. You need to also be very careful around data privacy and security. Okay. You need to protect some sensitive information and prevent unauthorized access or data breaches. Don't forget issues around when you are doing your research. Always ensure you get your ethical approval. Don't do any research that require human subject or animal subject without any ethical approval. You need to also look at there could be a lot of bias and fairness in algorithms. So in doing this, you need to address the mitigating biases in AI algorithms to ensure fair and unbiased results. If you don't put a correct word, if you don't put enough probe for any of the AI, it just gives you anything. So somebody should not think, oh, you can just go and sit down and write your thesis and dissertation from AI. When I look at it, the person failed. So you need to understand that there are a lot of bias and fairness. And at times, for the bias and fairness, some AI are customized, like you want to do discussion, they pick discussion from maybe US, Canada, Australia. And what happened to Africa where you are working your research? What happened to Asia when you are doing this research? So you should be able to balance to know that there are a lot of bias. And for you to address that, you need to probe directly and say, can you give me discussion around Africa, this blah, 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 and you get that done. So transparency in AI decision making, you need to also ensuring transparency in how AI system make decision for you to understand the reason behind the outcome. So you need to be careful. You need to take it with carefulness. I'm going to introduce you to how to use them. Issue around accountability of AI-generated results. Establishing the responsibility of the outcome produced by AI system to prevent misuse or errors. So you need to be very careful to know what kind of result is it generating for you. Is it in line with academic structure? Is it in line with what you like to see? What your professor or your lecturer or your supervisor want to see? Okay. So other thing is that for Julius, I've said that Julius is very good, especially for complex data. A colleague called me this morning from Uganda, and she was asking question around, I have a lot of inline data. I have a lot of baseline data and inline data, and there are so many and she was saying, okay, can I use Julius AI to get this done? I said, why not? All what you need to do is, first of all, clean this data. So what am I trying to say? Julius AI has a lot of capacity, in terms of what it can do for you. So number one, you need to streamline your research process. Julius simplify research tasks. It can summarize in your PDF. You can analysis using Julius AI. You can create a lot of visualization for you. You can tell him, I need charts, I need bar graph, I need bar chart, any chart you can think about. And you can also ensure data privacy. When you put a data on Julius, after some times it expires. That document will not be found again. Maybe, for example, you are working on Julius, you left and come back again. Maybe after some few days, there's a privacy that ensure that it doesn't keep it for long, maybe for security or for ensuring privacy. So you have to upload it to yourself to get to use it. So you also talk about the ethical AI integration. Julius promotes ethical data analysis practices, and it makes it valuable asset across academic levels and research content. So for bachelor, for masters, for PhD, you can now do your data analysis. So if you're a data analyst here about statistician, it's easy for you because you can use it to review. To say, Julius, I want you to review this data for completeness. It will tell you there are errors here, this one is not. It will tell you what you cannot see yourself because it's a very big data, as a complex data. Julius will explain it to you. Do you understand? So, and currently they have over 1.2 million worldwide, which I'm part of them. So Julius is trusted by researchers. I can tell you Julius is very trusted, and it can enhance research efficiency and productivity. I use Julius to probe many questions around your thoughts. What you can suggest a dissertation title. You can suggest a thesis title for you based on your thinking. And when you know that, you can begin to put that into practice. So, and what has been the educational impact? It can empower the undergraduate to PhD level students. It can help you a lot to write your manuscript, you can use it to quickly review if there are any corrections from your work, Julius can help you. Most of the time, some of you are busy with a lot of work, and there is a comment on your thesis or dissertation. And Julius, I said, okay, Julius, you put the thesis there. I said, Julius, can you please give me this information? Julius will bring it for you. But as I said, you have to be careful of bias. You have to be careful of what is interpreting. I've mentioned that before. So, and they're up to the level of faculty to ethically integrate AI tools to enhance data analysis. As I said, it is garbage in, garbage out. It is what you don't have, you can give. What you don't know, there's a little Julius will do for you. So you need to really understand the rudiments, the elementary. But I know some of you understand that, but maybe the analysis aspect of it is a problem. And that is why Julius comes to solve. Okay. All right. So the next line here is that you need to have ethical consideration in using AI globally. Essential ethical consideration in AI research to ensure responsible practices align with global movements. 22.8%, when it comes to ensuring the possibility of AI assisted research, that's accounted for about 23%. Okay. And then when you talk about mitigating algorithm barriers, you have about 25%. So, and when it comes to issue around informed consent for data usage, it's about 27%. And when it comes to continuous monitoring of AI systems, it's about 25.4%. So there are a lot of ethical consideration when you're using this from your master. You need to understand if you don't publish any government materials without an approval. You need to get an approval. So, and that is what I keep saying, ethical approval, informed consent, please don't joke with them. Can land you into prison, can land you into trouble. Okay, all right. So we have the practical application of how Julius works, the diverse application of Julius in research. In earth sciences, for example, it can analyze patient data for trend. Julius can facilitate in-depth analysis of patient data. It can enabling healthcare professionals to identify what are the patterns of these patients. You can use Julius to actually predict an outcomes. It can also enhance your treatment strategy. For example, it can help you in early detection of a potential health risk based on historical data. Julius can tell you, if you put your data in Julius and say, okay, these are my trend for 10 years. Julius can forecast because Julius work with a lot of, he work with R programming, which is very, very compressive, Python and the rest. So Julius can tell you, you are likely to have outbreak of cholera in the next so period, so time. So Julius have that capacity. If you need some personal class, of course, if it's a personal class, the time and condition will be responsible. All right. But what I'm trying to say is that you can do it yourself, actually. Social sciences, Julius, for some of you that are here, maybe you do Julius, so it can summarize your literature review efficiently. In the past, systematic review and meta-analysis is always the greatest problem because it's time-consuming. But these days, what happened? With Julius, if you can do your systematic review, I can tell you, any job that is systematic review, within 1 week or let me say 2 weeks, I can finish a dissertation. Yes. So in the realm of social sciences, Julius streamlined the process of synthesizing the vast amount of literatures, extracting the key insights for you. It can generate the comprehensive summaries. It can also, and this efficiency saves researchers times and ensure a more thorough review of existing knowledge, because at times you have to be looking at it manually, you have to be searching, and there are some tools that exist, like some tools just search for literature review, some are searching for how to do discussion, some are telling you how to do introduction, but Julius he's their king. He just put all of them and said, see, all of you come and sit with me. ChatGPT, sit here. You sit here. Candy, you sit here. But I'm now your king. You see, so it's very good for us. So in environmental study, Julius can visualize complex data sets. Julius have capability to play a crucial role in environmental study. It can translate indicate data set into very compressible visual representation. It can interpret data for you. A raw data, Julius can make inferences from that. A raw data, just a raw data. So researcher can grab trend. You can look at the correlations. You can look at the anomalies. You can look at. So it's very, very effective, and it can help you at any level for decision making. And you can also have a cross-disciplinary collaboration, enhancing research outcomes. So by bridging multiple disciplines, Julius promotes collaborative research efforts. It combines diverse perspective methodology to address complex challenges. So this approach fosters innovation and holistic problem solving. Ethical AI practice, you need to ensure responsible data usage. So Julius value that so much, and that is why report does not take too long with Julius. So in terms of accountability, fairness in data analysis, if you use Julius, I don't work with Julius, but I've used Julius and I've supported my students to analyze data using Julius, and I'm very, so we can mitigate biases and you can uphold integrity in your study. Further directive of academic supporting diverse research endeavor. There are more to Julius. As I said, you are looking at what you can do like a nice iceberg, but deep down, Julius can provide a lot of things for you, and you can solve a lot of your complex data analysis. And I know I'll give room for questions because a lot of you have questions, but I want this class to be more practical because I don't have much time and we'll be finishing soon. Just having a first slide, but I will show you how to use Julius. So global perspective on AI academy, I've explained this. Emphasize transparency and accountability in the AI system. As I've said, prioritize human safety and well-being in robotic applications. Focus on national security and social harmony in AI development. So you need to be very, very careful. Is that okay? Be very, very careful. Integrating AI tools ethically into research. Best practices for ethical AI to ensure responsible research conduct. So I've talked about the ethical standard for the use. I've talked around engage with ethical committees. I've told you about that. You need to provide ongoing education and training section for researchers to enhance their understanding of AI tools and ethical consideration. You need to promote interdisciplinary collaboration. Research is no longer like one person. You have to be multi-sectoral, interdisciplinary research, and that is valuable. When you send some of your study out and you put yourself as the author, as a reviewer, I would just go and sleep because how will one person just write? We want to see those multi-sector. I want to see interdisciplinary collaboration in your research. So you need to establish clear ethical guidelines. You need to involve an ethical committee in the research design process to assess potential ethical implication and ensure compliances. So you need to continually do training on AI tools. Some of you are using ChatGPT. You have to be ethical in using them. You need to encourage collaboration among diverse disciplines to address complex ethical challenges related to AI integration in your research. So this is also very important. You need to be very careful, ensure you have collaboration, bring this diverse discipline, and make sure I lay emphasis on ethical committee, work closely with ethical committee, ensure the guidelines. And if you are here, you are part of ethical committee, you need to also set up a guideline of the ethical use of AI in research that has been submitted to you. And you need to also be abreast, because some of us try to shy away from saying, oh no, no, don't use AI. No, it's not true. That's the world. That is the future. That is the present. If you're not yet there, you know you are behind. Okay? So I will tell you the truth. We need to move. We need to move forward with things. So I don't know. Are there questions? Are there questions from the class before I show you? Are there questions? Colleagues? Okay, are there questions before I move to showing? Okay. So follow-up activity is that online community engagement, access to recorded sections. These are opportunity session material. So you have access to all this stuff. So let me stop sharing this and move to another one I'm going to share. And that will be the last for today, but we can't finish. As I said, if you need any special support, you reach out. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
All right. So, yeah. So when you see the screen, this AI data analysis tool, I'm going to share the slide. I don't know how, I think you register, since you register, so you'll be able to get this, all the slide, all the tools. And take your time, reach out to me. I will put on my WhatsApp line. Let me check the chat box. I'll put on my, okay. I'll come up with my WhatsApp line for those that may want to reach out to me in person. Okay. All right. So this is a AI data analysis tool. I've explained what Julius can do. Like he actually handle complex situation, complex data. It's designed for complex. So you can see how many users worldwide. As I mentioned, over 1 million users worldwide. So always you start with chat. When you press the chat, don't forget you have to subscribe. Like I did subscription of 20 USD a month. That was not, So and you can do annual if you think that will save you, because I'm always looking out for the best technology coming out to solve my colleagues' challenges, to support them. So you can see Julius. This is how Julius will appear. Any of you can Google Julius and be looking at it as maybe on your phone or something. So this is how it comes. You always start with new trend. At times when you probe and it's too long, it will tell you, can you start a new trend? So most of the time I start a work with a trend. I always open a new trend for a different work, because it's a computer. It said can misbehave, and it will go and analyze one data you put on that thread. So always make sure you check the thread, okay? So you can do the quick visualization. You can do data cleaning for you. You can test for significant testing. Like some of you will say t-test, chi-square, ANOVA, all those things. I can tell you, you can use it. And when you look at my right hand here, you see the Python here. You see the Python by the right. So you use R programming there. I'm going to show you the real Julius himself, even though I'm a Julius friend, okay? So you see the file, the document, community model. You can explore workflow. You can play around Julius. So when you come here, when you say add a file, you add a file where you see the attachment logo. When you add a file, it will come like this. I mean, after you have collected your data, you've done your research, you've done your table, as in you put in your table, you've transcribed your questionnaire to table form. So when you upload it as an Excel or CSV, you can take CSV, you can take Excel, you can see it here, or spreadsheet, or any format. You can take picture. If you put picture there, surprisingly, Julius will turn that picture to Excel for you. Surprisingly. So you can see it will come like this format. And when it comes in this format, then you can play around it. So when you upload, it will ask you, what do you want me to do? And it will give you option of what you can do. You can say, okay, Julius, can you draw me charts of ABC? I want to see the trend of this sales, the trend of this disease for the past 10 years, for the past 5 years, depending on data you have. So you can ask any question from Julius, okay? And if there's a problem with the data, will tell you there's some of this data that's not clean. So that you can ask him, please, can you clean the data for me? And let me have the clean data next, so that you probe your question, okay? So you can do data cleaning. And you know what it takes for you as a researcher to do data cleaning? It's not something funny at all. It takes a lot of time. That is why I said the present is AI. Don't wait for that future. Start understanding, and it can aid your research, okay? All right, so you can see when you upload the data, it comes like this. You can say, look at the data in the file and start do some experience analysis. You can see, you can ask him question, do some exploratory analysis, and give me visualization of first. And when you do that, it will use Python. You can see the way Python is promoting, and it will say, okay, I've conducted this analysis. It will tell you how many entries in total. It will tell you, is it coming from 4 quarter, consuming age, demographics, location, everything, price, anything you can talk. And the next thing, it starts giving you this kind of data, this kind of graph. You see, the function is there. It will name it and tag it for you properly. So the issue of, oh, you didn't name your graph well, maybe this one I read dataset one, you can now edit and say, okay, I put the name of what I want to use there. And see, you can see the analysis is giving. This is try to give heat map across quarter, heat map across quarter, and it's doing price fast total sales volume. You can see it's giving the graph, and you can check the graph. You can play around the graph. You can see the breakdown by consumer age demographics is also showing that. And you can ask, can you analyze sales trend for specific product category within the each age group? You can ask Julius this, and the next thing you will see that Julius will come up to also give you this as a response to your answer. You see, Julius is very beautiful. You can ask Julius, you can see he's still giving more data, and Julius is the one giving you observation. Julius will also tell you observation. Julius can be used for your discussion. You can tell Julius, please, I want more citations from Africa. I want to compare this result with other Fridays. Julius will do it for you. Just talk to Julius as if you are talking to me. Okay? So let's quickly move to Julius himself before I try as much as possible to I want to go to Julius. Yes, the real Julius himself. We have been talking about Julius. I will not see Julius. We're going to see Julius now. I'm coming. Okay. New trend. I'm coming. I'm trying to. Do we have anyone here that have any data that we can practice with? Can anyone share his or data with us? Is anyone that have data you can upload? Can you upload? Can anyone have any data here? Do you have anyone that have data? Do you have any of the students that have any raw data at all? Or any Excel from office, from your work, any Excel, or you have to be mindful of confidentiality, anything that we think we can play around with? I think there's a place you can upload. You can upload for me. Please, you can upload. Let me play with anyone. Can we get the recording to this meeting? Yeah, we're going to get the recording. Please, can anybody give me an Excel, any data at all? You guys are ready to learn and you are coming with your data. Can anyone give me can anyone give me any Excel? Okay, yes, Oseni, you can upload it here. There is a column, a button to upload beside the reaction. You can upload it here, Oseni. Ejide Oseni, please upload it here. Are you uploading it, Oseni? Respond if you're uploading for us, so that I want us to practice real life, and I want you to see how it happened. Okay, it's like no one is ready to share any data for now. Okay. All right. So you come here to add a file. As I said, I'm working on many things here. See the thread of what I'm working on. Okay. You can see my workflow, the files, the document, the community forum, the model lab, see my names there, blah, blah, blah. So when you want to start, you come here to add a file. Okay. When you add a file, it gives you option of uploading file. If you have Google Sheets, for some of you that are collecting your data on Google Sheets, just put the Google Sheets. And you can also tell him to manage streaming. But there's something I want to show you here. By my right hand, by my right side, look at this. Can you see what I'm saying? We have the Python, we have the R programming. R programming is very comprehensive. It's a very complex data. For some of you that have done R programming, Power BI, Tableau, you know R programming is very super. It can undo complex data. And we have the lead Python. So if you work, and all these three, you can test the three with your anything that you have. Okay. So let me see. Okay, it's like somebody has uploaded something. Okay, somebody said yes. Okay, Dr. Fast. Okay. So let me pick. I'm coming. I'll stop sharing. I want to pick something from. So what this is saying is that you may not need Dr. Kafo. Can you write to me that you give me permission to use it? Please write on my WhatsApp page. For ethical reason, can you write on my WhatsApp page that you are giving me opportunity to use this. Right. I want you to write. Don't just send to me. Don't put me in trouble. Okay. So yeah. So I have the data now. I have the data. Let me share my screen. So this is can you see the data? Can we all see the data? So this is the data. She shared me this data, but this data is more of, these are the analyzed. I will have gotten a raw data before this, because it can give you better table than this. Dr. Kafo, can you give me the one that is just raw? Give me raw. I need raw data. I need raw, the Excel himself, the problem himself, so that we can come out with beautiful findings. But it can give you all these things. Please send me, can I share some file? Yes. If you can, anybody that can share this some file can share. Lazarus, or you can share some file if you have some file. But I really want to practice. I'm looking for us. Let me just wait for a few minutes for you guys to share any file at all. Just share any file. Just give me any complex file. Come in an Excel or CSV format. Excel, even if it's picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry for the interruption. Someone had shared the file to your WhatsApp number.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Set my
They
WhatsApp
had
number. Let me
mentioned
share.
that Dr. Paul had sent the data file to your WhatsApp number. Okay, let me look for it.
I'm looking for. I've not seen. Somebody should send to my WhatsApp, please. Any Excel, so that we can practicalize, please. Academic faculty, are you sending to me? Faculty, are you sending me anything? Faculty, can you make my WhatsApp line accessible for people?
Yeah.
I'm sending to you now. See it. I sent to Osam panel. Can you please make it? But the analysis aspect is the most complex things. Every other thing Julius can do for you. It can help you with literature review. It can help you with introduction. It can help you with the table of content. How should this research be? You can put Julius and say, okay, I want you to tell me this is my dissertation title. What should be the table of content for PhD or for masters? It will come. You have to carefully look at it to show that it reflects what you want to see. And then we can move forward. Please share my number. Okay, I think you can see my WhatsApp number now. So anybody can share. You can share with me. I'll just wait a few minutes because I have just 8 minutes to finish. So I just used my 1 hour break to do this. So colleagues, are you there? I've not seen anybody. Okay. Please send me. I've seen Lazarus. Lazarus, can you send me Excel, any form of Excel at all, anything that contain detail? We can just use it as a sample, or anyone can send. Oh, let me see if I can use this Google Sheet form. Okay, share with me some. Oh, so yes, we're going to follow what Dr. Kafo shared now. So we're going to follow what Dr. Kafo shared. I've seen one. Yes, thank you, Dr. Kafo. So I'm going to share now. Where should I go first? Okay. Yeah, so Dr. Kafo, so let me start from beginning. Can we all see the screen? So Dr. Kafo sent me a Google link, just a Google link. The Google link contains all the data that people have been collecting, and she wants to, as I said, look at here. Can you see here? So Julius used ChatGPT-4, he used Cloud 3.5. Let me show you. Can you see what Julius is using? That's why I say he's the king. He used ChatGPT-4, he used 4 knots, he used 4 knots mini, he's using Gemini, he's using Coherence, and many more. Do we understand? So when you put the links, as was shared by Dr. Okafor, you just say go. Is that okay? Can we see it's going right? So it's taking its time. So it looks like you have shared Google Sheet link. So to work with this link, and it was grant access for people to see. So I can help you download it as CSF, then analyze. So please download as CSF and upload and let me know what to do. You can now say, okay, you can ask, perform correlation analysis, and then apart from correlation analysis, you can say, and significance. For some of us that always talk about significance, test for significance and test for significance. So it's just to probe, you wait, allow it to download. So it's downloading now. You can see it's downloading the data. Can we all see? Are we all there? You can give me a reaction if you are following me. Can you see? In few minutes, all the questions have come out. Okay. And the research, don't use people's name. You can use age, other detail, but don't put names. So we can see this is what is in the Google form. Okay, can we all see? It's coming out very beautifully. The next line of action, now we want to calculate. you want to do the correlation matrix, and you want to do p-value matrix. So you can see the correlation is there, the p-value of less than 0.05. If you want to set your p-value, you can also set and say, I want to use p-value of this, and it will do it for you. So before it does that, it will do an heat map visualizing the correlation matrix for you. You can see the correlation matrix is showing here. If you have a specific question of it, okay. So, and you can also download. If you press download, you can download it to come like normal download, or you can right click and copy as image. Okay. Now, this data, I've not cleaned this data. Don't forget, we're just using this data. Perform some analysis and generate charts from the above CSV coming. So you have to really clean the data, know what you are looking for. You can look at your objectives. My time is up now. Look at the objective of your study, ensure that it follows your objective and your hypothesis. Your analysis has to. So instead now we can look at demonstration of age, education, key responses. So it's trying to come up with those things for you. So you can see it's coming. And you can download all these things here under the download. You can see if you want to enlarge, you can say, okay, I only want the age distribution and frequency alone. I only want the sex distribution. I only want the highest qualification of the, you understand? So you can interact here. You can interact here, but it's not coming up. So you can download, see statics. You can see it's generating a lot of. So before you get to the significancy, of course, you need to ask a lot of questions around demographics first, looking at some of basic data of age, sex, location, before you now begin to ask around significancy. So I will soon stop so that I can attend to questions, but you can't learn everything all. You all have my WhatsApp line, so you can be free to ask questions on WhatsApp only, because I won't be able to pick any call. Soon go into my meeting. So he said this analysis issue due to numeric value in the last Friday column. So there was a problem with the last Friday column. So there are some entries that are not properly formatted as numbers. So we need to clean them, proceed with analysis. So you can say here what can do, you can clean the data and rerun the analysis. Are we getting it? So we can clean data for you. And he said for chi-square, it's already establishing what the chi-square statistic will be. The p-value, the degree of freedom is already giving you that. All what you need to do in terms of F analysis, one way or another. So you can see it's already coming like this in terms of comparison, looking at the Turkey HSD test results. It's also giving you the interpretations. It's telling you that it's significant because indicating differences in work experience across practice areas. It's also carry out Spearman rank correlation, which is age and work experiences, and it's telling you the p-value is this, correlation is this, and it's telling you there's a moderate negative correlation between the age and work experience, which is significantly significant. So colleagues, you can play around this. I think for now, let me attend to a question, because you can all see that you are carrying a robot that can perform some miracle for you and reduce the stress, and you can have more publication within a short time with this. Thank you. So let me move closely to the question. Okay, someone said, okay, how you can get this AI? You can just download Julius AI. Just download Julius AI, that's all. So the question and answer, let me go. Julius AI free. Oh, you didn't follow. Julius AI is not free. I said I subscribe $20 per month, but there's a free fraction you can test. If you download, it will give you, you can run some free data, but it will get to some level. Maybe you have up to like maybe 25 prompts. After 25 prompts, you have to pay. So $20 is okay. We all know how much you pay statisticians. So what difference between us, especially different of Python? Yes. Now, this question is a good question, but there is a Python that's a lean Python. The lean Python is higher version of Python. And the R programming, R programming, if you say R programming, there are a lot of things about R programming. So you just have to study and learn about, but these are programs designed to manage complex data, complex analysis. So they have been designed, they are robotic in nature. They use AI as well. So are you going to share the presentation? Why are you anonymous with us? You shouldn't be anonymous. Okay. All right. So there's a pool being launched. Please take the pool. Okay. Please take the pool. There's a pool being launched. Please take the pool. I'm able to share the Excel spreadsheet. Ademola Adebi, you can now practice, okay? You can now practice. So I think I've answered all the key and here. Let me go to chat box. Okay. So you can get my WhatsApp line there. Summarization and institution do check AI. Yes, I agree that people check AI, but as I said, yeah, you just have to make sure you check for if you do analysis with AI, you understand, you can do analysis. So nobody goes to check that it's not your job, it's your data. Why plagiarism? Because if you have using somebody's data, you don't reference. So when you cite a proper work, you to pass on it. If you properly cite your work, what we run with at global level at lecturing, you are friend at plagiarism. Yes, it's academic fraud. But if your work is properly cited, you have no fear. And you reference properly. So, and you can avoid by rewriting yourself, but you can check it your authority. You can subscribe for 20 and check 3% of papers. Okay. So how do someone get this AI? I said it's free. Mohammed, maybe you can download Julius AI. You can start using it as we're talking. And also, how do we download the file? Yes, it has a place to download, and you can change sheets later. Can we get access to the paid version? Yeah, when you check in, you pay to them. How do you ensure your research is totally human? Yes, you are the one concerned, you are the one thinking about research. You are the one I've told you about saying that when you look through what is going on in your country, for example, what are the top priority diseases? What are the problems you have? You are the one that conceived your problem first. So it's your work. And from there, you cannot begin to think about how computer AI can help you to solve problem. Okay. Presentation at okay. All right. Lusaka APS Medical University. Okay. Let me put my emails as well. My email is dr.abiodunop@gmail.com. dr.abiodunop@gmail.com. dr.abiodunop@gmail. You can actually look for me on LinkedIn. I'm there. My full name is Abiodun Olaiya Paul. So you can always look for me on LinkedIn. Let's get let me see if I can reply you here. I'm coming. Dr. Lydia, please get my WhatsApp. I will send you my emails, but I've said it. dr.abiodunop@gmail.com. So if you want to solve any complex data, you want to write grants, especially some of you that write grant a lot, you are not be getting grant because you didn't write well. Julius can help, and I can facilitate. So I can consult for you if you want my consulting services, so that we write what can win grants, not just anything. So what can win grants? Okay, we've talked about that. So in the discussion, yes, the discussion, it can help you to link what are the existing work that have been done, and it will cite it for you. Just tell him with citation and references. It will come with citation and references for you. So you don't have any problem with your discussion. It includes citations. You have to, as I said, Dr. Kafo, you have to ask him with citation and reference, and you have to tell him, do you want Harvard? Do you want MLA? Do you want APA? You tell him what you want. For me, I prefer Harvard because Harvard just give you the name of the person at 2024. And that is all that you need. So I can come back and rearrange my references. In as much you can see it's my reference, I'm good. So are we going to share the presentation with us? I say yes. Is there any alternative? Just like AI, Julius AI. The alternative to nobody match Julius now. I told you Julius is the father of ChatGPT. He's using ChatGPT. Julius is saying ChatGPT, different level of ChatGPT. different. I've shown you. Maybe you listen to the recording. The Garanjan. Julius, alternatively, if you are using ChatGPT, it has limitation of what you can analyze for you. Okay, it can do, but limitation. Lazarus, thank you. So I think I've done justice to this. You guys go and enjoy your publication. When you are publishing, you can also put me as part of your co-author to look at your work, accessible. You know now that if you have data, you can publish within a week. You can come up with a manuscript of 14 to 18 pages within a week, and you can have a lot of paper within a short time. Okay, he said I should answer above question. I once asked you to give me reference on the work I sent. He gave me some references that are not real. Yeah, that's the problem of ChatGPT, my friend. I'm saying. And that's why Julius is coming. Julius give you what is real, and you can click on the link. ChatGPT at times work with frictions. So we have to be careful. Thank you, Oseni, for that. But Julius is not like that. Julius give you references. And as ChatGPT, when you're using it from the web, you ask question, do we have issues with international journal? They delay a lot. You go to those that don't delay now. You pay them, they want some of them want us to review for them free, and they are getting money. Now, so they do. And they talk for. So we will look for another way that you can publish. And now it still take a lot of delay because they have to look for people to peer review them, and they're not paying those people. I think we need to change the narrative. Our generation will not be reviewing things like free for anyone, you know. So the journals should be paying the reviewers and editors. It's not just for them to just make the money and close mouth. So I think I'm done. My faculty, there are no more questions. Yes. Yes, now. Okay, Lazarus, thank you, everyone. Thank you. So you can share let me share my email as well. So I need to go back to work just to sacrifice for you guys to know. Any new thing I know, I share. So that's what I do. So if you have any new thing, don't keep it. Don't say, oh, this is mine. No, share. There's love in sharing. Let's make this world a better world. Share what you have. Don't die with your knowledge. Okay. So thank you. Facilitators, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. And I hope this is very informative session to all the attendees. So once again, a big virtual thank you to each and everyone for making a webinar a grand success. Your participation, engagement, and enthusiasm were truly appreciated. So look forward to connecting with you again in the virtual space. Thank you so much, Dr. Paul, for your valuable time.
You're welcome.